Alright, how you doing? This is how to on the Tier 4 British cruiser, the Danae. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Sorry if I'm getting it all wrong. This has actually turned out to be a very capable little ship. Uh, right up there with the Svetlana, that Soviet cruiser. Um, the British line is proving to be pretty darn usable. A lot of people rip on it because it plays differently, but you'll see in this battle it actually does all right. Her main guns, she's got 6 turrets, 152 millimeters each of those turrets, 1 gun per turret, with a reload time of only 7.5 seconds. It's pretty good. Range is 12.5 kilometers. 180-degree turret rotation is 16.8 seconds, with the maximum dispersion at maximum range of 119 meters, which is actually pretty good. She only has armor piercing, nothing else, no high explosive, and a good hit's going to be 2,900 damage. But there is so much gunfire going out that you can really put the hurt on people. Sorry about the sound. I've still got this lousy mic. I know, I'm working on it. She has no secondary armament, but she does have AA, 4 turrets each with 4 guns at 12.7 millimeters per gun with a 1.2 kilometer range, and 2 mounts each with 8 40 millimeter guns with a 2.5 kilometer range. All in all, not very impressive. So anytime you can buff up her AA, probably a good idea to do. She'll make 30 knots with a rudder shift of 6.1 seconds, means she's very maneuverable and you're going to want to use it because she's got torpedoes. 2 turrets on the starboard side, 2 on the port, each turret firing 3 533 millimeter torpedoes, range 6 kilometers, which is pretty good. The Kuma's got it beat it by 1 kilometer, but the Svetlana, I believe, is 6. And of course, the American Omaha is 5.5 kilometers, and the Phoenix 5. So actually, this is a pretty good performance. Reload time is 62 seconds, and she can get those torpedo turrets spinning. They have a 180-degree rotation of 7.2 seconds. So let's get into this battle. You can see by the mini-map, people are starting to show up, or the enemies are starting to show up. I know there's a destroyer up there. I'm just waiting for it to pop in, and there it is. Let's get some salvos out and start turning away. I don't want to fire my torpedoes because there's a friendly destroyer right beside me who's already fired away. Alright, took out a turret. As you can see from the mini-map, there's a couple of enemies to the east of me, but I'm very well angled against them. My nose is practically pointing right at them. So if they do land any hits... Alright, sunk one! That's what I like to see. If they do land any hits, they're probably just going to bounce off. They're cruisers. Okay, I'm getting shot at. Now with these torpedoes, you can see we can fire 1 at a time. You can also fire 1 whole turret at a time, and each turret has got 3 torpedoes. That's a total of 6 torpedoes you can get going. And the nice thing about firing 1 at a time is you have a lot more control over things. Where they're going. He took a shot at me with torpedoes and he missed. Love it when that happens. Anyway, I am taking some hits here. There's a couple of ships over there, including a St. Louis, shooting at me. And if you know the USS St. Louis, you'll know that's a very capable American cruiser. don't want to mix it with one of them. But then I have torpedoes. So I'm basically spreading fire out. I'm going to go ahead and let a couple go, and then I am going to send a couple towards the St. Louis. Maybe I'll get lucky. But you see I've lost about 1/3 of my health, and I just pressed the letter T to start replenishing some of my lost health. At least when you only have one type of gun, armor piercing, you don't have to worry about swapping out different types of shells for different situations. Ooh. Someone took a shot at me with torps. Well, they missed. So there's that St. Louis. He must be occupied. Well, I just got his attention. So I'm going to send some torps down there. Now my friendlies that you saw are out of range. So there's a pretty good chance that the torps won't get there. There's one cruiser that is slightly headed into range. Oh dear. Okay, well, just took out that St. Louis with some help. And took out a Carl Schur with some help, thank you. You can see the dispersion is so low on this ship that it's real easy to land your shots. And that makes it fun. So darn frustrating when you're shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting and the shots are landing so far apart. You could sail a battleship through it and never score a hit. You can see in the lower left hand of the screen, the rear turrets are rotating around. Look how fast they rotate. 16.8 seconds is pretty darn fast. That's on par with some of the American ships. So this is the last enemy. I am letting fly with a bunch of torpedoes. There's no chance of me hitting a friendly with those torpedoes. No chance whatsoever. You always want to check for that. Uh-oh. I got his attention. Oh! Yep. And I was broadside too. You don't want to be broadside to a battleship. Battleships are made to sink cruisers. And they're very good at it. And that guy's pointing right at me. Oh dear. Did I land one? Nope, missed. Oh, how frustrating. Well, it was a good effort. Well, don't want to hit that island with a torp. Now this guy has got me, another cruiser, and a battleship shooting at him. And you can see he is not going down with his hit points very quickly. Okay, here we go. I'm going to get some torps off. That ship was a Nassau. You can always tell because of the very distinctive layout of their turrets. 2 on the port, 2 on the starboard, 1 on the nose, and 1 on the tail. And they're big turrets. Now, if my friendly cruiser turns in, he might pick up one of my torps, so I am taking a bit of a chance here. Okay, he's not pointed at me, but those torps are looking good. Oh, a little too close to the island. Right about now he's going, oh no! Bye-bye. Boom! Took 2 to kill him. Alright. So I only landed 2 torpedoes. Let's see how we did on the team score. Scored 291 experience and sunk 4. That's really cool. Let me back up a little bit on the video. I wanted to see how many experience I got there. We destroyed an enemy battleship. Okay, personal score, 1,333 experience with 49,066 damage. 86 hits. 86 hits, right on. Sunk 4, flooding. So let's go ahead and you can see the team score there. Detailed report. That was the Nassau that I landed 2 torps on. I would have probably hit him with 4 if he wasn't so low on health. They really, my friend's ships really did the number on him while he was behind that island. There's that Carl Schur that I snuck a shot in as he was ducking behind that island. Clemson, St. Louis. St. Louis. I landed 7 shells and did 4,261 damage. That's actually not bad against the St. Louis. And let's see, potential damage was 500,000. Wow. Alright, so we took home 54,351 silver and 1,333 experience with 67 free experience. Commander got a point, right on. So let's take a look at the ship's armor, because this is where you're going to learn about the size of this ship. You'd think it has a low citadel, being built so low to the water, but no. That citadel practically comes up to the main deck. Very easy to get hit. It's only got 76 millimeters. Quite honestly, you could go after this with a tier 2 ship, cruiser, and citadel, this ship, if it were side on to you. So you definitely do not want to show your broadside to battleships. Of course, it's going to happen sometimes, but don't do it unless you have to. You'll probably have to just get your torpedoes off. You can see the armor there. It's not much. Gun turrets, they're all 6, and they're only 76 millimeter as well. I didn't bother putting on the other layers. Yeah, I'll go ahead and put on the other layers, why not? Ooh, 10 more millimeters of armor. And then your deck plating. As you can see, not a lot of armor on this boat. So she cannot take a lot of hits from your battleships. But as long as you keep on that rudder, throw that boat around, keep your distance from the battleships, especially if they start looking at you and focusing at you. If they're shooting at somebody else, push in and let them have it with those torps, because those torps will sink them. This ship is capable of punching far above her weight class. As you saw, I took out a Nassau with help from friends, but those torps, just 2 of them, did in a Nassau. So she's very capable. Anyway, that's it. That's the Danae. Thank you so very much for watching. Stay safe. Have fun.